Well, you can't say I didn't give him a chance.
I just want to point out this has existed on my channel for like the last year and a bit, ever since I first started doing YouTube videos, which was official channel of Chaswald Almighty. This is an entertainment channel. All content is made to entertain viewers. So, you see, I'm somebody who's interested in comedy, yeah? I make jokes.
So yet one more person in a long line of fuckbags to rely on the "it's all a joke" defense. Fucking sad.
Because of the way that you say things in your videos, even though you then contradict them straight after, because um, of the way you say Jacqueline Glenn can't talk about theology because she doesn't have a theology degree in that hangout.
You know, Chaswald, when you keep trying to retcon what actually happened and turn it into this sort of crazy shit, and you provide no examples of it, it's very easy for me to make you look like a fucking moron. That's part of the reason why I said, are you sure this is the video you want to go with? Because I think YouTube Bloodsport should be at least somewhat sporting.
After I left, yet, funnily enough, Ryan Wiley does not have a qualification in theology to then make that statement. He automatically discredits himself from being able to talk on that subject, if that's the reason why he discredits Jacqueline Glenn.
How about a timestamp, fuckface?
And you guys do this a lot with the way you talk, and it's poor fucking arguments. Anyway, now that that's out the way. Oh, and by the way, media studies means that I have the degree, by the way, to analyse Ryan Wiley's videos because they're part of the media. If you disagree with me, under the same sort of rules that you seem to apply to others, everything I say must be instantly seen as right.
So Dumbfuck was in a subsequent hangout with Mr. Wiley and Rob, Unseen Perfidy, where this point was clarified to him rather explicitly. It's not a matter of degrees. It's a matter of the quality of the content that's being delivered and its accuracy, and whether it's, factual. That was the important part. Now, the thing that's kind of weird is it seems Chaz has just run full bore into this whole ridiculous, like, non-experts can't talk about it. So I gotta say this is more projection. And to prove this out, I want to show you probably the funniest fucking message I've ever seen. Well, comment, rather. The question that's posed to Chaz there is, can Thunderfoot say that Ken Ham knows less about science than Thunderfoot? And Chaswald's response is no. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm not a big fan of Thunderfoot. I will say all day long that when it comes to where I'm going to go for scientific information, I will defer to Thunderfoot over Ken Ham any fucking day.
The Abominable History Man made this video about me. I will link it in the description because he makes some very good points in his video. Unfortunately, right, I'm going to set up first. He's talking about a video that I made in response to a blog about me a little while back, where I was saying that I used the words that sociology is a pseudoscience, yeah? Now, I just want to justify that and actually say what it means. It was a joke, drawing on the fact that, as you say in your own video, Abominable History Man, that I'm trying to think of the best way to put this, that there is a stigma around, I think this is the word you used, a stigma around sociology in society.
We've already watched this statement from him once, but let's be fair. Let's expand it to make sure we capture more of the context and see if we can find the joke.
I'm appealing to the lowest common denominator. Yes, you are, and I'll explain that in a second. I don't want to hear any fucking complaints from you anti-intellectual morons who presumably don't even know what a book looks like. Well, I do, and if you look, your Wikipedia article actually fucking agrees with what I was saying in the video. I was saying that we started out as hunter-gatherers who were egalitarian. I was saying that patriarchal structures came later, after the domestication of human beings, through the fact that we then had agriculture. We were no longer maraudering hunter-gatherers. We started building communities, static civilizations. And that the roles, which were gender roles in our period of egalitarian, the way hunter and gatherer was separated up, was then the reason why the new system, which took more of a patriarchal route, kept gender roles as part of a thing, because these evolved into the new environment. It's just that simple. Just like we have traits which we've inherited from our monkey ancestors, we also have societal traits that we've inherited from our monkey ancestors. Do you get where I was going with it now, and why what I was saying was actually correct? And if you want to watch, by the way, if you want to talk about books, the bit that backs up what you were trying to say about it, when it pertains to feminist theory, BUP sociology, BUP sociology. Sociology is not a science, it's pseudoscience. And anthropology isn't that great, but at least anthropology is backed up with hard evidence from things like biology and archaeology to give it some weight.
I wonder if he'll bitch and say that I need to, go back another, 5 minutes to find where the joke is. It's not a joke, fuckface. That's an argument. You levied that as an argument. Which is really funny, considering earlier in that very video you said this.
But I'd like to just point out this whole thing of, I don't even remember the title, I'm not going to bother looking it up. This is the type of attitude which shows people that you are a bit of a pseudo-intellectual if you can't be bothered to actually double-check that your information is correct before giving it.
Maybe that's how it becomes a joke. Maybe that's what makes it funny. I'm fucking laughing.
If you were to view it again, understanding that context which was pre-implied as part of the joke, I'm sure you would get it.
The only way someone can look at what he's saying and take it as a joke and quote-unquote get it, as he says in this, is if he's just trying to follow Poe's law in terms of MRAs. And looking at his audience, if that's the case, he's got a lot of those fuckers fooled. Just saying.
This Skeletor-looking motherfucker tried to make some very almost propaganda-style quote mines and miscontextualizations of my words to try and make me look like a cunt. So this nerdy little Skeletor motherfucker, yes, you look like a fucking Scooby-Doo villain.
Maybe they taught him that Skeletor is a Scooby-Doo villain in his media studies course at college.
You literally are haunting the fucking internet. All of these things are jokes. They're also not ad hominems. This is not some sort of academic, scholastic debate. Stop trying to think that all of your interactions with human beings are that. You're going to be trading negative social currency in a lot of the circles you go to.
Usually when you're the person calling out someone for lying and retconning history that's recorded and easy to pull up, you don't collect much negative social currency. The person you call out tends to collect quite a bit of it, but we'll just see, won't we?
You want to say that I spent most of the time whinging. Well, Ryan did a large amount of whinging on the drunken peasant, so by that same measure, you're trying to cunt Ryan Wiley off.
So, kind of missing the counter-argument there, sir. Are you trying to agree that you were whinging by my measure on the show? I don't know. Maybe it's just a joke.
Also, Ryan Wiley, the difference between me and Ryan Wiley is he knew what the format of the Drunken Peasants was and had seen it before. I, like most of the internet, hadn't ever heard of that blue chat thing. So, you know, if you guys want to be dishonest, and I think you do, and I don't think you want to do it deliberately, but I think you might have some sort of insecurity, Skep, or should I say statistical heretic, as somebody called you. I'd just like to call you testicular heretic. So anyway, the testicular heretic.
I think I fucking broke him. I don't even know what the fuck that was supposed to be.
You like to frame things by a narrative of where you're smart and everyone else is stupid, and I think that's to try and make up for your own insecurities.
Not even worth kind of addressing this point. See, there's something called knowing your limits, right? And when I'm in a room with someone who knows more about something than I tend to defer to that person. Because I want to learn things. I want to understand stuff. I don't want to make videos and replies to people going, oh, it's just a joke, like you do.
And I think you like to twist reality to fit that. You like to arbitrarily decide that you disagree with somebody and find any reason to disagree with them. And I don't think that you're that you really have the ability to be honest enough to actually keep things in the context of where of how they're meant. And I think that might be something you need to look at. It's the sort of behaviour which leads to things like the Dunning-Kruger effect. I want you to have a good hard think about the stupid shit in your video, but you probably won't. It'll probably be the same thing where you'll find something to quote mine and take out of context, and you'll only assume that the way you observe reality is real, and because of that, you're a fucking ignoramus.
Ignoramus. Is that a fancy way of calling someone a dumbass?
And it is people who do that that start to develop things like the Dunning-Kruger effect. And again, I quantitated that with like, oh, and that other clip where you see me turning around to Grey Knight, who, by the way, in your breakdown of the amount of time people talked, you said I spoke 27% of the time. So that means the majority of talking was done by you 5 people. And you only recorded, I think, you, Ryan Wiley. You didn't record Grey Knight, who did an awful lot of the talking. In fact, you and Grey Knight did most of the talking in that hangout together.
I would expect the hosts of the show to do most of the talking in the hangout. Yeah, kinda. And that's Grey Knight. So he goes on a little diatribe where I should go and count up the time for everyone in it. And you know what? If he's really that interested in it, and it's that big a point of contention, he can do his own fucking research. Because he obviously hasn't done any thus far. Chaz, I'm going easy on you. Get the fuck out of here, son. Just go learn something and come back when you're ready. Because this attempt, that was definitely a false start. I mean, I know I'm just warming up, but give me something to, like, actually work with. Something that's challenging, like evidence. Something that we can look at and go, oh, well, fucking look at how we cut that. That makes sense. But all we have is your jokes. That's something that's got to fucking stop in this community of people who make videos and shit. When you say dumb stuff, just fucking admit it.
You are really being dishonest. You're either doing it because you consciously, and that just makes you look like a cunt, or you're doing it because you are ignorant, and that just makes you look like a cunt. I'll make you figure which one of those two cunts you are, but you certainly are a cunt.
I get this strange urge to go see a movie all of a sudden. I don't know why.